everybody. I'm Evie Roberts, and this is my podcast, Talking in the Dark. Welcome. The aim of this podcast is to raise awareness about blindness, visual impairment, and disability in general, in a happy and light-hearted way. For those of you that don't know, I am blind. I was born with a condition called bilateral anophthalmia. Try spelling that one. It basically means that when I was born, my eyes didn't develop properly, so I wear prosthetics instead. The goal of this podcast is to remove some of the stigma and stereotypes around disabilities, whilst also having fun at the same time. Each week, I will be interviewing people from all walks of life, including some with hidden or physical disabilities like mine, and getting to know a little bit more about them and the lives they lead. This week, I am very excited to tell you that I will be talking to Guinness World Record breaker for being the youngest person with Down syndrome to complete the London Marathon, Lloyd Martin, and his mum, Ceri Hooper. My name is Evie Roberts, and this is my podcast, Talking in the Dark. Welcome. Hi guys, how are you doing?
Yeah, we're great. How are you?
I'm really, really good, thank you. Have you guys got anything exciting planned for the rest of the day?
Well, I'm working for the rest of the day. So
How are you?
But what are you up to, Lloyd?
A calm day, fun. I'm just chilling out in my room.
Yeah, you've had a very busy week, so it's sort of a day off for Lloyd today.
Oh yeah, of course. I think it's really good to have those days sometimes, isn't it? Especially if you've had a very busy week like you have, Lloyd, where you can just chill out and just relax and do what you want to do. I think it's very good to have days like that, isn't it?
We all need those.
Oh, absolutely. So, Lloyd, you've had a very busy week by the sounds of it. What have you been up to this week?
I've been training for my run.
Mm-hmm. We did 10 miles yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Lots
that is really impressive. I know I definitely couldn't do that, so that is very impressive, Lloyd. But yeah, it sounds like you have had a very busy week. So, Lloyd, you completed this year's London Marathon and you achieved a Guinness World Record in the process. So, can you tell me what made you want to take part in the London Marathon?
I want to prove everything is possible and to let my parents and my fans know what I can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really like what you just said there, that anything is possible. I think that's a really important message to send, and one that you definitely are sending. And you're sending it very well. Ceri, I believe that you are someone who's always enjoyed running. So can you tell me a little bit about how you got into it?
So my family are runners. I've been running since I was about 10. And I I started off because I was always third in the school sports sprint and always beaten by the same two girls. And then in the final year of primary school, we were allowed to do a whole lap of the school field. And for once, I beat them. So that was it. It was probably only about 400 meters, if that. But I was going to be a long distance runner. So, so that's how I got into it, and I've just continued. So, and then I did my first marathon just after Lloyd was born. So,
Okay.
running for a while.
Yes, yeah. So, like you just said there, you've done quite a few marathons then. So, I would imagine, was that a good help when you were sort of designing sort of the training plan for how Lloyd was going to prepare for the London Marathon?
Yes, definitely having that experience. never in a million years thought Lloyd would ever want to run a marathon. He'd only ever done a 5K park run before Christmas. But the opportunity came up for him to do London, and he said, yes, great, let's do it. So yeah, but I didn't want him to get injured or bored, or so we just stuck to a training plan of 3 runs a week, and it was very manageable. Shared everything with Lloyd, so it was all put into his iPad, so he knew exactly what days he was training, and it was great. It worked well.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, yeah, it absolutely sounds like it did. So Lloyd, obviously, how did you what made you want to start running in general? I know that you started off doing like 5Ks and park runs before you did the marathon. So what made you want to start running?
Because I want to prove everyone what I can do, and even for me, I can make it as far, and I can run as far if I want to.
Yeah, I think because the family, the background is there, extended family. We are all runners, and I think we used to go to various events and things, and Lloyd just wanted to be part of that, which was great. It's keeping fit and healthy. You can't knock that. Yeah, and it was lovely that he wanted to, and it doesn't matter what pace you ran at. He was part of it. He joined in. Yeah, used to love coming to our park runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said there, Ceri, I mean, it's great that you, Lloyd, wanted to join in, obviously seeing your family do it and knowing that it was part of the family. It's great that you wanted to join in and take part with that. And now look how far you've come, running the London Marathon. I mean, that is really impressive. But what would you say you enjoy about running, Lloyd?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that makes total sense. I can see that it's something that you really love doing. And that makes total sense that you enjoy everything about it. Lloyd, do you ever feel that people underestimate you because you're a person with Down syndrome?
No, because I was, but no, I'm not now because everyone know who I am now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've definitely made a name for yourself, which is brilliant. Ceri, I mean, coming from a mum's perspective, is that something you've ever experienced, that Lloyd's been underestimated because he's a person with Down syndrome?
Yes, sadly, and I'm actually quite pleased about Lloyd's answer there, because I feel like I probably sheltered him from the experiences that I've witnessed as he's been growing up.
Mm.
There was, Lloyd has always been very sporty and active, and I've just wanted him to experience as many different sports clubs, and there were many times that I'd take him along, try and enroll him, and it was a sorry, no. The staff didn't feel confident dealing with him. There wasn't, the ratios of staff weren't there for him to have extra help. When I offered as a parent to stay and help, oh no, parents aren't allowed to stay. You'd get all of this, and I'm pleased that Lloyd wasn't aware that this was going on, but for me, you constantly felt like another door was closed in your face, and it was only when local like our local Down syndrome club, Stepping Stones, started putting on clubs, that he was able to go to those. And then later on, I found Special Olympics, and he could go to those sports clubs. When really, there are, with just a little extra help and guidance, the local sports clubs should be more than capable in dealing with those with additional needs. And I've luckily now found those clubs that we can go to. And yeah, I just really want to spread that message that, if you run a sports club and you have any sort of uncertainties about whether you can include those with additional needs, there's so much help out there to guide you, because it's really not that difficult. And there's no reason why clubs shouldn't be completely inclusive.
Yeah, 100%. I completely agree with you there. And I mean, like Lloyd saying anything is possible. I mean, it kind of ties into that. I think that message that, sports clubs can and should include people with additional needs. I think it's such an important message to spread, because it shouldn't be that people with additional needs aren't included in just local sports clubs. It shouldn't be that people aren't willing or capable or whatever it may be to adapt, so that people with additional needs and people with disabilities can be included. But it unfortunately, like you've just said, there is sometimes the way it is. And I'm hoping that in the future that will kind of change for the better, and people with disabilities and additional needs will be able to be included a little bit more. And I think that you both are doing a really good job at spreading that message. And so hopefully, sports clubs will see that. So, Ceri, what was the London Marathon experience like for you? Obviously, training with Lloyd and being his guide, and what was the experience like on the day?
Oh, I mean, I'd previously done 4 London marathons, so quite used to everything, and how the day sort of pans out. But I was so nervous. I was because I had just the responsibility of just getting me around and making sure I had the right nutrition and the water and the right equipment and kit. But had to, that was all doubled up with Lloyd. Just making sure he got to the start line injury free and healthy. So there was all this lead up, and then on the day, I think it was quite overwhelming when we turned up at the start, and there's the huge big screens that are playing sort of everybody's backstories and talking about the various charities and things. And we turn up, and there's us chatting away on this big screen, and everyone's sort of looking up at the screen and looking at us, and it was just like, whoa, this is this is very strange. But we had a lovely day. Lots of the runners were coming up and wanting selfies with Lloyd, and it just helped Lloyd get around. It's sort of 6 3/4 hours on your legs is a long time. The crowds were absolutely amazing. And I think once Lloyd realized he could have the crowds eating out of the palm of his hands, he was literally just going from side to side on the road, getting the biggest crowds, getting them all worked up, doing his break dancing and his cartwheels, and just having a blast. So I think I got him to the start line, and the crowds got him round to the finish line.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that sounds absolutely amazing. Lloyd, I do not blame you at all for getting the crowds worked up. And it sounds like it was a really fun thing to be a part of. I can definitely imagine, though, that it would be very overwhelming, like you said, Ceri, especially getting to the start line and you look up and there's you two on a big screen. I can imagine that is definitely something that would be overwhelming. So, sort of a question for both of you then. What did it feel like when you crossed the finish line? Can you kind of describe to me what you were feeling in that moment?
You want to say, Lloyd? You go.
Emotional.
Very emotional. Yeah.
Very emotional, yeah.
Amazing. It feels like a dream to become a Hall of Fame.
you were presented with your Guinness World Record pretty much as soon as we crossed the line.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't expecting at all. It was just, yeah, because Lloyd had had quite a hard sort of last couple of miles, and I was just saying to him, as soon as you get down the end of Birdcage Walk, you'll see Buckingham Palace, turn the corner, and then there's the finish. And as literally as soon as we turned at Buckingham Palace, he just legged it. Absolutely, I don't know where that came from, but I couldn't keep up with him. Yeah, he was just yeah, he flew through the line, and I think it was just huge. I mean, there was obviously relief, you know, all these emotions. I was certainly in floods of tears, but yeah, just so proud of him. Actually, in that moment, realizing what he'd achieved in the space of 4 months was quite amazing.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, it's absolutely incredible what you've been able to do, Lloyd. Now, obviously, you have achieved a Guinness World Record, and I believe that you really like the Guinness Book of Records, and you have quite a few of them. So, what do you like about the Guinness Book of Records?
I love reading them,
Hmm.
and I just consider I might be in one of them.
You might be in one of them. Yeah, I think you'd like that, wouldn't you?
That yes. Well, you've already got a world record, which is absolutely amazing. But yeah, I guess it's really cool to read them and look at all the amazing records that people have achieved over the years. I think that's really cool. Lloyd, you also recently took part in a skydive. So can you tell me about that?
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was great. It was a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah. You scared at all?
No,
No? Oh, God,
no,
my feet were firmly on the ground and I was scared.
I would be scared.
No, it was great. It was a really good experience for him. It's something he'd always wanted to do. So when the opportunity came up, yeah, we went for it.
in the dummy.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially Lloyd, if it's something that you've always wanted to do, when the opportunity comes up to do it, I think that's really great that you took that opportunity and went for it. So Ceri, you've kind of already talked about the training plan that you had for Lloyd, sort of working up to the marathon. Um, but how did you kind of help Lloyd in training for his many achievements?
I mean, Lloyd is somebody who very much lives in the moment, lives for the day. So I have to try and explain to him that in order to get the best out of something, you do need to put in a little bit of background work and a bit of training. So, you know, we just talk about it and try and figure out ways of sort of making things happen in the most fun and enjoyable way as possible, because running 10 miles isn't everyone's cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
So we listen to music. I try and vary the routes. We just mix it up, keep it interesting.
Make it fun.
Yeah, we do. We try and make it
Yeah.
fun. We chat on the way round, and it's been really nice almost getting to know Lloyd all over again these last few months. And he, as well as his running, he does gymnastics. He's got the British Disability Gymnastics Championships coming up in a few weeks.
And football.
Yeah, and football. And I don't know, I like the fact that Lloyd loves sport. He likes to stay fit and healthy. And I don't want him to be going out pounding the roads day in, day out. So the fact that he does gymnastics a couple of times a week, plays football, does various things. He'll come to a boot camp with me occasionally. It is about keeping it fun and varying it, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really important to just keep it interesting, keep it fun, keep switching it up. Um, I mean, obviously, over the past couple months, you guys have spent a lot of time together. So, have you enjoyed kind of spending that quality time together?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you enjoy spending time with me?
because you're my mum.
I'm your mum. That's all it takes.
I completely understand that. And I mean, Ceri, you said about it's been like getting to know Lloyd all over again. So I'm imagining that spending that time with him has been really nice for you as well.
Oh, yeah, it's been lovely. So, never thought in a million years that Lloyd would ever be a runner. He's definitely built as a gymnast more than a runner. But as it's something that's so important to me, I love running. I really get a lot from it. The fact that I can share that experience with Lloyd, particularly when I didn't think he would be a runner, is just it's brilliant. It's one of the best things I could ask for, really.
Oh yeah, 100%. So Lloyd, we've kind of said already that you're a very talented gymnast. So can you tell me about what you enjoy about gymnastics?
Everything. Um,
It's a very different
yeah,
sport to running, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
you've got your flexibility and your strength from
yeah.
from your gymnastics, whereas running is it's just all endurance, isn't it? So it's nice to have that variation. Do you think? And it's quite sociable.
It is.
Mhm. You've got lots of friends. You've met lots of friends at the gym club.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I bet. And that's brilliant that through that you've been able to make lots of friends as well. Is there a particular part of gymnastics that you enjoy? Like, do you have a favorite part of it?
What's your preferred discipline out of the six artistic?
I've got my like top three, which is high bar, rings, and bowl,
On
and
vault.
floor.
You like floor as well? Yeah. I think vault. Um, he got a gold at the British Disability Gymnastics Championships last year. So vault is his by far preferred one. But you're getting there with the others, aren't you? Yeah, you haven't been doing those as long. So hopefully this year
I can.
you get a few more medals. That's what he's
Yeah.
after.
I don't I don't blame you there, and I think you definitely will be able to. Yeah, I did hear about that you're really good at vault, and I heard about the disability championships. And I mean that is just incredible. We've also talked about that you also do football as well, Lloyd. So very similar to the last question I asked you. What do you think you enjoy about playing football?
Get to see my friends and spend time with them and have fun. Sometimes I get like blips, but I just keep it peaceful and have fun as well, having fun and take part in football.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like what you've just said there, Lloyd, about having fun and taking part, because I think with sport, as well as it being really good for exercise and things like that, by the sounds of it, you've made lots of friends through doing the sports that you do. And I think that is equally as important as, you know, the exercise part of it as well. I mean, Lloyd, you do a lot of sports, but do you have a favorite sport that you do?
My top three is definitely running, football, and gymnastics.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I'm not sure you can split them, can you? You don't have a favorite. You like them all. You like the variation.
I like all of them, but my least sport is definitely croquet.
Croquet. Have you ever played croquet?
Yeah,
I don't know where that came from.
Fair enough. Yeah, I would imagine it's very hard to split them. And I can see that you enjoy them all. I mean, you mentioned earlier about, having fun and taking part in sport. Um, I mean, what do you enjoy about sport in general? What makes you want to do all the sports that you do?
Is to have fun and take part with your friends and have fun. Make sure we are safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Fit, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, being active.
yeah, I absolutely. I can completely understand that, and I think it is very important to keep active. So, Lloyd, out of all of your achievements so far, is there one that you are most proud of?
My top three most proud of is definitely for the vault.
Oh, your disability
Mhm.
championships.
Yeah.
Okay.
My Guinness record
Of course, your Guinness World Record.
Yeah.
and the football matches we're done at football.
Okay. Yeah. They his football team have won quite a few tournaments and things as well. So I think he enjoys. I think the key thing is the variation. I think if you're just doing one thing all the time, and running, even though it is quite sociable, it can be quite lonely.
Yeah, it's kind of quiet, just us two around.
It's just us. Whereas the football team, they're a great bunch of guys. They socialize outside football. They go shopping, they go to the pub. They do all those things that sort of young adults should be doing. And it's great to have that opportunity. And you just like the variation of the sports, I think.
Yeah, there's some people don't think the background of ours, so
It doesn't matter where you come from, does it?
it doesn't matter where you come from, but you can still learn a new sport, what you can do.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I think it's really important as well, like you said, to have that variation and to be doing lots of different things. I think that is really important. So Lloyd, what's next on the list of activities that you'd like to do?
What have you got coming up?
Yeah, I got the run,
The Great North Runs
the
next.
Great North Run.
And you're going to be going for another.
I go for the competition for my gymnastics.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing another run, which is the
Cardiff Half, and then what's happening in November?
And I got New York.
New York Marathon in November.
And I might do the Paris.
And Paris, he's been invited to Paris Marathon as well. It's going to be a lot.
You guys are going to be so busy.
I might just give an awards.
And you got your Just Giving Awards. He's been nominated for a Go Cardless Just Giving Award for raising his fundraising page from the marathon. So and that's in about a month's time.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a nice evening out, aren't we?
Yeah.
Up in London.
Oh, that would be lovely. Oh wow, well, you guys have got lots coming up then. Lots of running by the sounds of it, and some gymnastics as well. But I'm sure that you guys are going to have a very busy rest of the year and probably next year as well. And I'm looking forward to hearing all about all your future achievements, Lloyd. Well, thank you so much to both of you for coming on the podcast. Lloyd, you are absolutely incredible. I mean, all the achievements that you've done so far, and all the things that you're planning to do in the future. You are absolutely incredible. And Ceri, you are equally as amazing as well. As Lloyd's mum, and sort of supporting him through his achievements. You're both such an amazing duo, and it's been such a pleasure to get to talk to you both. So thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
And thank you to my audience for listening, and I will see you all next time.